And we have an update now on that breaking news we first brought you at 4:30.
Yeah, as we reported, several homes are underwater in Woodfin and residents are being evacuated. News 13's Evan Donovan is now live on the scene.
Evan, what can you tell us?
Well, we've got an active rescue situation here. 3 people have been rescued since about 3 a.m. this morning in houses that were fully submerged up to about 5 or 6 feet deep in water. 2 of those people that were rescued by boat by the fire departments that are out here now were actually transferred to Mission Hospital. Again, an active rescue situation has just now ended. We have rescued 3 people by boat by the firefighters here. And I want to bring in the captain of Woodfin's fire department. This is Captain Chris Dorsey. Captain, so tell me a little bit about what happened here, how long you've been out here.
We came out, got the initial call at approximately 3 a.m. this morning due to high waters and subjects trapped inside their residence. We arrived on scene. The whole area was submerged in water. There was approximately 10 to 12 homes underwater. Called for multiple rescue companies from Asheville City, West Buncombe, Weaverville, and Rims Creek, and had our personnel from Woodfin as well. What we did was conducted a operation of rescuing the victims out of the residences that were submerged underwater. Got several 911 calls of people that were trapped in their homes. It actually went in about a 2-mile span of this area from North Woodfin Avenue all the way to the Breckenridge Parkway, which is north of here.
Really? Wow.
So we set up our operation, and the people that did make the 911 call, we started the rescue operation in there, pulled out 3 people by boat, and pulled out and got 2 people that were mobile.
So your firefighters were literally in raft type boats going into these homes. How deep was the water there?
The water was about probably 6 feet deep in places.
And these people that have been transferred, they were transferred to Mission Hospital with hypothermia issues?
That's correct. Just elderly people, it's easy for them to get into the element of the cold. So we transported them, and nothing was life threatening. Transferred them to the ER for evaluation only. The thing we're worried about right now is getting everyone out of the area due to the amount of rain that is getting ready to come in, so we can have this area clear so we don't run into the same situation again.
Absolutely, and it is starting to rain again. I want to thank you, Captain Dorsey, for joining us here. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll tell you a little bit more about what firefighters think may have been the cause of this instant flooding that's caused all these rescues. For now, reporting live in North Asheville, I'm Evan Donovan, News 13.
Several homes were actually underwater this morning in Woodfin.
News 13's Evan Donovan joins us live this morning. Evan, what's the latest?
Well, we've just learned that about 30 people total have been displaced out of about 10 to 12 homes that were fully submerged in water. Right now, about 7 to 8 homes and 2 to 3 businesses are without power. In fact, we just saw a woman walk up who owns a coffee shop just down here on Weaverville Road. We're near North Woodfin Avenue, right next to the Beaver Dam Creek. I want to go ahead and show you some video from earlier today when the active rescues were going on. Starting at about 3 o'clock this morning, going till about 4:15, firefighters were out here rescuing 10 to 12 homes, but 3 people actually rescued by raft boat. They were brought into the boats and then brought back here to be transferred to the Mission Hospital. An elderly couple was actually transferred, both with hypothermic conditions, but they were awake and talking. A 3rd person was just transferred, a male. That was about 45 minutes ago. That person we know has had some medications that they needed to get to, and that was the reason that they needed to be transferred. We know that most of the residents here were elderly or Hispanic population. Again, about 30 of them displaced, and we talked to one about 45 minutes ago.
Once I opened my door, the water was up on me. I had to grab my dog and swim up out of the water. Scary? So it was crazy.
It certainly was crazy around here. Now, we also know that some of the homes that are behind me that were subject to this flooding are actually off of their foundation. So we've got kind of a dangerous situation here. It's probably going to be a while before residents are allowed back in. Obviously, the rain is continuing to come down. It's been really torrentially downpouring, especially over the past 15 minutes. So sort of a ever-changing situation here. But the active rescues are over now. It's just about recouping. Red Cross has arrived to try and help these displaced place people find some temporary solace. Reporting live from Woodfin, I'm Evan Donovan, News 13.
All right, Evan, hang on just a second, if you will. Obviously, there's been a lot of rain, but not 6 feet worth of rain. Do we understand that maybe some culverts or drains are stopped up there?
Yeah, well, they're not really sure, Jay. It's a great question. We are very close to Beaver Dam Creek, and one of the firefighters described the water that they found inside these homes and that they were wading through as really muddy and dirty, cold water. So they're not sure if it was just a torrential downpour that came down overnight that actually caused the water level to rise so quickly, but they think that it's possible they have a box culvert that may be blocked, and that was causing some of the backage that resulted in these high water situations. But yeah, you're right, 5 to 6 feet, and in some places, firefighters said even 8 to 10 feet. Again, these homes are in a depressed area, so a little bit easier for the water level to be that high, but we know that those 2 elderly people were rescued by boat, fully submerged up to their necks in water in their own homes.
All right, 6:55, let's get another check of the damage from the storms overnight. Flooding did force evacuations in Woodfin.
News 13's Evan Donovan has been following it all morning for us. Evan, wow, look at that water.
Yeah, look at that water is right. I figured I might as well get in and try it out to see just how deep this water is. It's crazy. If it pan over to the right here, look at Beaver Dam Creek, totally overflowing, and that water is moving very quickly. I've seen a couple things come out of there floating, and they take off through here. You can see those vans and that SUV all the way above the wheel wells, and you can see the house behind me starting to come up to where the water level was before. Think about this. It was about 3 or 4 feet higher earlier today when these firefighters performed rescues on 3 people that were submerged in neck-high water. 2 of those people are an elderly couple that were transferred to Mission Hospital only for hypothermia, and I can see why. This water is very cold. To give you an idea, I mean, I'm 6'4" and I'm up to my waist. I'm standing right next to this concrete bank, and if I take 1 step back, it's much deeper. I mean, it really is that deep. This stick will give you a great idea how far this really goes down in here. So these people woke up in the middle of the night to rising water in their homes and had to be rescued by firefighters. It took about an hour and 15 minutes to get the people out. About 30 people were displaced, 10 to 12 homes possibly, and most of those were elderly or Hispanic. But obviously it's over now, and at this point, no firefighters or major injuries from any of the residents. We'll send you back into the studio now. Reporting from Woodfin, I'm Evan Donovan, News 13.